All right, here are my audience members. Good. All right, this way. All right. Hello and welcome. My name is Thomas McAndrew, and I'm here today to talk to you about weapon safety and how it can help save you and lives of others. We'll keep it there. Imagine this. You just get home from a long week at work, and you're sitting on the couch just about to put your feet up, and you hear a loud bang from the other room. You go in to see your child holding a firearm, a fresh hole in the wall, and dust settling. Luckily, this is all that happened and no one was hurt. But what I'm about to tell you today can help you avoid these accidents and others. As I stated before, my name is Thomas McAndrew. As a part of my job, I'm required to carry a multiple range of weapon systems. With the requirement to carry these weapon systems, I'm also equipped with a lot of training and safety procedures that are used every day. The training I have received has given me knowledge to pass on to you when it comes to providing yourself and others with weapon safety. First, we'll get into storage safety. Before we get into any of the other nuts and bolts of weapon safety, we'll talk about storage. As you can see in this weapon here, in this picture, we have cable locks. Cable locks are very crucial when it comes to weapons safety. As you can see, it feeds through the magazine well out the ejection port and then comes to a lock. When it comes to a weapon, it takes multiple things for it to fire. First being the slide being all the way forward, the bullet being chambered, magazine for multiple rounds to be fired, and the trigger to be pulled. Once you institute a cable lock, you are able to stop one of these procedures and stop the weapon from firing. Next, we'll get into safes. Safes range in a number of sizes and securities. Shown here is just your typical firebox safe, which you can keep documents and a small handgun will fit in. Obviously, the bigger safes will hold rifles and other sorts of weapon systems. I will read you a quote from the American Journal of Public Health now. Safe gun storage refers to practices that limit accessibility to guns by unauthorized users and has a potential to serve as a meaningful intervention to reduce gun-related injuries. Next, we'll talk about ammunition and weapon location. This picture shown right here is just ammunition kept in a separate location from the weapon that you saw earlier. Keeping the weapon and the ammunition separated is just another deterrent for accidents. You want to keep your weapon and ammo in a dry, cool, and safe location. Let's see. Next, we'll move into weapon handling safety. Firstly, with trigger discipline, as you can see here, is a proper way to hold any type of firearm. Most are set up the same with a trigger guard and a trigger. You'll want to keep your finger outside of that trigger guard until you are ready to actually pull the trigger, because like I stated earlier, the trigger being pulled is one of the ways a weapon can be fired. You always want to know what's behind your target. Obviously in this picture here you see a target picture and what you shouldn't shoot behind it, but this also refers to hunting and even in home invasion or protection scenarios. You always want to know what could also be hit by a projectile. I'll read you one of the NRA's gun safety rules now. You want to be absolutely sure you have identified your target beyond any doubt. Equally important, be aware of the area beyond your target. This means observing your prospective area of fire before you shoot. Never fire in a direction which there are people or any other potential for mishap. Think first, shoot second. You'll never want to point your weapon at anything you don't intend to hurt or kill. That's pretty self-explanatory. Most firing happens in target range, so you're going to be shooting at a target. That's obviously okay to hurt and kill. But with hunting, You never want to joke or gesture with your weapon because that can result in fatal accidents. Next, we'll talk about what could go wrong. When it comes to legal trouble, you just want to know your state and city laws. That way you can keep yourself out of the courthouse if a mishap were to happen. Property damage is also something that could result from a mishandling of a weapon system. Obviously here is an extreme example. And death is obviously the worst case scenario when it comes to mishandling weapons. So I know we finished there talking about the extremes of what could go wrong, but we also covered many topics on how we can prevent these awful things from happening. Taking a little extra time to make these safety procedures, or put these safety procedures into effect could save a life one day. Thank you for listening.